Hello. Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific, time for the EWB TV. Today I want to talk a little bit about the importance of being accountable and compassionate. Today's a day where there's so much going on, and as an empath, I'm feeling it quite deeply. And so I want to touch on that a little bit. I'm going to type in welcome for the chat, and feel free to let me know that you're here. And on the replay, if you don't mind just popping in a replay and any comments or questions or anything, that would be wonderful. Love to start a dialogue about perceiving things differently. And if you've watched any of my previous broadcasts, you'll know that I'm always focusing on a singularity construct as opposed to duality construct, us and them, in all aspects. Because we really are, quantumly speaking, we are one. We seem, the illusion is the individuation and the separateness, because truly through entanglement we are all interconnected. And when one suffers, we all suffer in ways that we may not be aware of, but we are. So being aware of what you're feeling is the first step of energetic accountability. And I don't mean like a superficial way of feeling. I mean, what energy are you really focusing on? What feeling? Is it fear-based? Anger, judgment, comparison, fear? It's going to feel tight in your body. Your body's going to feel contracted and tight because that energy spins clockwise. Are you feeling uplifted, joyful, grateful, compassionate? That energy spins counterclockwise and is expansive and feels expansive and open and safe. All is well in the body, relaxed. Today's a day of mourning and honoring and recognition and ownership and compassion, marked because of George Floyd's funeral today and services. But it's a turning point as well. Let's get this right. We are all connected. We all bleed red. Skin color, orientation of other kinds. It's not a separating. It's just it's a nuance of a bigger picture of the unity of us. I ask for focus on compassion as a part of our way forward. I'm noticing frustration and anxiousness and lack of tolerance in some people's response to the protests. Yes, there's been some unnecessary violence. I would call that a riot or whatever. It's different. Protest is important. It's a First Amendment right of our Constitution. What I'm asking for is for shifting away from the fear and considering the possibility of moving forward with compassion and understanding that the communities of color have been living generation from generation to generation since they were captured and brought to here against their will in a state of post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. How can you possibly expect generational PTSD to not influence your day to day perception of what's real for you? There's this whole culture in this country, and I think it's time to recognize what's the reality that we are a multi diverse, multicultural, multiracial country, democracy, one of a kind. It's not about conquering, it's about honoring and integrating. Old wounds, it's time for them to be recognized, take ownership, accountability for it, and seek healing. I know it's going to take some focus, and those of us who have, through meditation and intention, can focus on positive solutions. There's always a way. I ask that you join in that process of focusing on what it would look like and what it would feel like to be united, to honor one another as citizens, as Americans of the United States, not in cliques or segmented or categorized. We all seek the freedoms, we all honor the freedoms of our Constitution. It's time to change whatever laws that need to be changed to move us forward. Where a young child of color can feel safe walking home from school and not be concerned of being accosted for whatever reason. But especially for the color of their skin. That magnitude of PTSD is just crushing. And I invite the communities that are considered Caucasian to think about that, to develop some compassion. If you have a loved one that served in the military that has PTSD, it forever alters their perception of their own vulnerability and safety. Imagine centuries of that, compounded and exacerbated by laws that segregated in a under the surface manner, making it difficult for good nutrition, for good care, for good employment, for opportunity, making it difficult every turn of the way. That alone serves a purpose of accentuating the us and them, the duality. It's me against the world. And we're moving into a time where it's gonna, to survive, we gotta work together. We gotta honor each other because we all bring something to the table. So today I just wanted to come on and during the broadcast, and I apologize, there's a truck out the window here. Had the window open because it's warm today here. And because we've never needed air conditioning, we don't have it. But I wanted to talk about that, accountable. Because I think it's important to be accountable for the history of our country. Just because it's always been the way that it's been doesn't mean that it needs to continue that way. This is a moment, this is a historical moment. I think COVID helped bring this moment because there isn't all the busyness and all the distractions. This is in your face. This is just not acceptable. And if taking ownership is a really key element of creating positive, lasting change, owning whatever it is we're creating by how we feel. So if it's fearful and judgmental, then it's going to create more of the same. Quantum rule, whatever you focus upon expands. I, for one, am encouraging everyone to focus on unity, singularity. Take ownership of how you feel. And if your feelings are not based in compassion and understanding and willingness to create dialogue, then maybe take a step back. Are you really part of the solution? Maybe life would be a whole lot better if we didn't have all of this undercurrent of anger and hate and blame and victim energy, wouldn't it? That's my vision, looking for solutions. And I am open to talk to anyone about solutions at any time. This is so, so important. As I mentioned, as an empath, I feel it so deeply and am holding space for healing and resolution and in a new way, a new path forward that brings us together, because that's what we really already are: oneness, entangled, our energies all interconnected. So again, if you happen to catch this on the replay, then let me know. Type in a comment or something of that nature. And if you want to check out some of the information on the Empowered Whole Being Foundation website, empoweredwholebeing.com, you see it scrolling there in the ticker tape at the bottom of the screen. And on there you'll also find a very powerful free MP3 download of a meditation technique that is based upon my research in the fusion of metaphysics and quantum physics and quantum biology. You're welcome. It's under Divine Heart Coherence, under gosh, I just blanked out the tab it's under. Self-discovery, sorry. Self-discovery, then drop-down box, Divine Heart Coherence. It's there for the taking. Just go for it. And if I can be of any support in any other way, reach out, let me know. Basically, I just want to let everyone know that when we awaken to the fact that what we feel creates what we experience, not the other way around, then you finally have the freedom to experience what you want. More joy, more love, more all is well feeling experiences. So until next week, joy be with you, and have fun, and share love and connectedness. Let's bring us all together now.